Okay. Hey, Gundam Maniacs. Welcome to another episode of the Gundam Explained Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue. With me, as always, is, Steven's not here. He got mad at me. Yeah, yesterday, I didn't show up to his. He's like, you know what, Adam? That's it. End of friendship. No, I'm joking. I just so happened something important came up for him today, just like for me yesterday. So it'll be a solo, which is fine. I do this on Fridays. I'm Blue Gamer. I can just talk and talk and talk. So we'll be doing a bunch of that today. Yeah, we're going to be doing a bunch of that. I'm going to talk about some things I got into. I keep checking the audio because right before this started, I created a whole new scene. And I need to add something else because I don't know if you guys noticed the new thing. Yeah, let me add existing that, hit that, and then let me hit this button. It's not doing it, is it? It's not doing it. Yeah, I blame technology. Let's see, let me try one more thing. So this was a browser source. YouTube chat, maybe. Ah, there we go. There's the TJ with the hello. Thank you, Oshi-san. I'm always worried about the audio. That is always a big thing. Awesome to see you guys. Yannick Shadow, Barry BB, King Dylan, Talos Mobius, of course. Oh, I didn't miss anyone. Yeah, always. I'm glad we're starting with that. Yeah, tech issues are always a problem. But no, yeah, so for today's show, I want to talk a little bit about that release in GBO2 today, which is, awesome. I don't know if I was expecting that or not, but it's exactly what I would want in GBO2. I asked over on YouTube some of your favorite kits that you built last year, or the last kit you built. I forgot. We'll look at that in a second. And something else we're going to do is call-ins. Yes. So if you're interested in being on today's show, to kind of, you have to do an impression of Steven. That's the only, no, I'm joking. But if you are in the Gundam Explained Discord, there is an area that is call-in waiting room. If you wait in there, I will try to pull you in when I can. It's just going to be audio, and I'm just testing this out. I hope it works. But I thought that'd be fun to do. And Steven and I talked about doing that more often. We want to start having people call in whenever we can. It really depends on the topic, because a couple things, not that we want to keep it short, but just kind of be concise. It could be thoughtful. I hate when I'm watching other people when they have people call and they're like, yep, that was good. Okay, good, go, bye. I don't like being mean like that. So, sound like crap right now. How is that? Is it the allergies? Because I get that. Oh, now this is strange. Hey, Lucas's dad. Huh, okay, so I bet one of his friends following me. I guess I can't curse. Not that I do. Flu? Dang, it's that time of year. Yeah, still technically winter. So, okay. I want to start with Gundam stuff I got into this week. One, if you haven't seen that video, I made that video about using the ROG Ally and how you could stream your PS5 to play GBO2. Also play GBO2 on Steam, but the fact that using coax, if you already have cable in your house that you're not using anymore, you can convert that to wired internet. I have a video about it. It makes it to where I can go to different places in my house if I want to play both. I can do my dailies on the PlayStation and Steam, all on a handheld device, anywhere in the house, lag-free. Check out that video. It's like the coolest thing I can ask for in life. I don't know, other than the more important things, but that's pretty important. But, okay. Let's see, there was that, and then I dropped a video on the novel, the Char's manga, Char's Counterattack manga, Beltor Chica's Children, so it has a little more detail and information, and the art is awesome in it. It has that 5th Luna map. That was the thing that I loved the most, because as I'm going through the different chapters and reading about what's going on, you can use that map to get an idea of where everything's happening. So when I look up at night, No, not really. And then, what was the other thing, the other video I made? Oh, yeah. Goose, our very own Goose sent me the Yak Doga, which is actually up there. You can't really see it, but that was a neat build because it's just something I don't normally build, so it was a lot of fun. Okay, now speaking of stuff I've built, so I've got some videos coming up soon based on some Gunpla. One is thanks to Zionic Shadow and Sieg New York here in the chat. It's the real grade Epion. This was like it was a fun build, but I think the thing about this is it's so good for the camera. Like it just, when I took some shots the other day, and yeah, if you check like on YouTube or like on Instagram, I think I posted it. I might need to post it on Twitter too. Hey, Lucas Garrett, good to see you. But I took some shots of this Epion, and it looked so good. Just any shot. I wasn't doing anything fancy other than I did have like a blue LED light below it, and it actually helped illuminate that sword, that beam sword. It looks like it's lighting up, which is amazing. And I bet I could get with Hatter and come up with a way to get a little one of those micro LEDs in there, especially because it actually, let me show you guys. It actually has a wire that hooks up into a backpack. I gotta let him know about this because, and the front chest piece. I think there's a lot that can be done because I also like how, and I'll talk about this in the video, like the back has a connector piece that goes under the backpack for the stand. I think there's a lot of customizing that can be done to get some LEDs all in there, so I'll need to do that. Let's see. I've seen, this is from Barry BB, I've seen a few Twitch streamers build RG Epion. Does look really good. It does. It's like Bandai masters the real grade as they continue, because my first Gunpla was the full armor unicorn. And that's like you beat a Souls game and then like what else is there to play? I felt like that, so I'm glad I got these other real grades. Dan Vince, what's good, Petties? That's right. Zionic Shadow, hey, that looks familiar. Yeah, of course. Thanks to you. Okay, the other thing. I can't wait to finish my video on this one. The perfect grade, RX-78-2, the Unleashed. This thing was a blast to build. I finally completed it. I might have shown it off from some previous streams. It didn't take me that long, really. It seems big, but it's just the pieces are bigger. Putting the stickers on, it was so fun. The shoulders, and I'm gonna have to talk about that in the video. The shoulder stickers were the hardest part because it's like multiple pieces you gotta fit like a puzzle on the moving armor bits. And I did a lot of taking off the sticker, putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on, just to get it right, and it didn't mess up the sticker, but I can see where I would want to get some water slide decals instead for some of the stickers. The thing is, lately, and I don't know if you guys have come across this, and maybe we need to find a good place to get the source water slide decals, but even Delphi decal, is it Delphi? Yeah, or Delphi? I don't know. On eBay, there's some brands of third-party water slide decals I'll pick up, but they are just super low quality when I use them. And that's the only thing. If any of you know a good place to get some water slide decals, let me know. Talos, the PGU Gundam is so good, even its balance is top tier. Yeah, I'm amazed. I've never had to worry about it falling. Nothing's fallen apart. Come off of it. It's great. I see YouTubers balance it on one leg at times. Okay, someone else mentioned that. Maybe you. I need to make sure I do that in my video then. I'll try to do some balancing tricks, but I'm also gonna compare it to the other RX-78-2s I have. I have so many by now, whether it's Robot Spirits, high grade, real grade, this grade, that grade. Robot Kai for decals. Okay, thanks, Zionic Shadow. Oh, Delphi, that's what it, ROK. G Rework have better print quality to my eyes. Okay, thanks. So Robot Kai, G Rework. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, what I'm gonna go to, and let me go to that. Okay, see the mic is still working. Good. And then real quick, I'm going to add something else that seemed to have disappeared. That. Okay, that's that. And then I'm going to add one more thing, and that is the YouTube chat. Okay, I'm getting good at doing this on the fly. I'm not nervous because with Steven around, I get nervous because I have a certain standard I need to uphold. All right. Love the G reworks. Okay, another call out for them. Okay, well, cool. All right, real quick. We're gonna talk about some Gunpla people have built, and this is where feel free if you want to call in again. If you go to the Discord, you'll see a room, call in waiting room. Jump in there. And what I'll do is when I'm ready to take calls, I'll drag you into the call-in podcast. And then we're going to talk about, I want to talk about some Gunpla you built last year. So, Loda looked bigger than bigger in Unicorn. So that's what's interesting because I know it's a small mobile suit anyway. And if I'm not mistaken, is that an SNRI mobile suit? And it's one of their early ones. And they kind of build small mobile suits anyway. Because I think it's a pretty small one. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about that because that is a super, yeah, it's meant to be a tiny SNRIMS. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, watching Unicorn, I love Unicorn, that series. I've been listening to the soundtrack randomly recently, and like that's just a unique suit that shows up. It has a lot of cool stuff about it because it looks like a classic, in a way, Universal Century suit. It's very grounded, military-like. Also, I love its transforming because it transforms into a tank. It's not like a jet fighter or something, so it's very practical. But I'm just glad they're adding that into GBO2, even though lately I haven't necessarily been winning or from the gacha, the main suits right away. But yeah, I love the way that looks. Yeah, it's meant to be tiny. It is one of the smaller MS in early to mid UC. Focused on miniaturization, yeah. Oh, it drifts. Oh yeah, I just saw that there too. That's cool. Don't tell me it's a support. Oh yeah, let's see, what is that? Support, yeah, 500. I really want to play that. I love the idea of like a drifting tank. All tanks drift, hold the left trigger and oh yeah, that's right. I rarely use the tanks. I think the last time was that time we did like a custom game where everyone was a random tank. And we were underwater too. Yeah, weren't we like underwater in tanks? Yeah, that is the support, okay. I consider late UC only 105 and beyond. You know, that's a very good conversation that really has no meaning in this world. But, like, for me, late UC is like, I would almost say after double zeta. But technically, I think it makes sense to call something late UC when it's not the Amuro and Char sort of legacy. I don't know. That's a good one. Or the Xeon, or more of like the Xeon legacy, because they're like pretty much gone once you get Crossbone Vanguard or the Cosmo Babylonia decides, to start taking over or whatever. Aoshi-san, I don't play tanks until now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump into that. Let's see. Post CCA's late UC to me. Well, F90 still has Xeon also. Yeah, because I think it's, even almost, narrative. I almost say, like, what is narrative almost the last of that? Uh-oh. It's the dog. What are you doing in here? But that's okay. I mean, she's not going to do anything. She might eat another, GMG pilot action figure I have that my wife will then pay for one day when she gets a chance. Let's see. I consider late UC when technology starts getting miniaturized. That's a good call out. So it could be technology, story, what factions are at play. That might be a good discussion for a podcast, which I'm doing right now, so that makes sense. Let's see. Lucas Garrett, agreed, Adam. I see it starting after the MAFTA rebellion when the power of Anaheim Electronics transfers over to the Strategic Naval Research Institute. Yeah, I think that's kind of a good place because I think the reason, and I don't know if this is true or not, the reason kind of it shifted to SNRI was not just because of the mobile suits they were to come up with, but there was less of that the funding between Xeon and the Earth Federation, because from what I've learned, what I've realized is like they were both, Anaheim was building mobile suits for both just on the moon. They both had those separate bases on the moon. That's kind of crazy. Mid UC is AOZ to Unicorn. Okay. Yeah, this is a battle to the death, I gotta say. I base what is early, mid, and late based on technological advancements. Yeah, that's a good one too. I think when it comes to that time after 100, there's a bunch of things that happening that kind of almost cements that. But I guess the official source would be Sunrise. I don't know if that will ever happen. Anyway, that's in GBO2. I'm gonna have to check it out later to see if I can get it in a roll or not, because I'd love to play as that. Okay, so we're gonna go to this. So this is where feel free to call in. I think you guys are a little scared, a little nervous. I know in the past we've had a lot of people call in when I tried this. But I asked, what's your favorite gunplay you built this year? Doesn't have to be a 2023 release. And when I said this year, that was like at the end of the year. And the reason I said it doesn't have to be 2023 release, because sometimes, because of backlogs, you might not get to a kit later on. And I understand that. And I've been thinking about that too, because tomorrow is going to be my Blue Gamer Game of the Year Spectacular show on the Blue Gamer channel when I do my podcast. And it's going to be interesting because I'm going to talk about the games that came out that I liked, but there's also other games that like I didn't get to until then, or I got to like right at the end of the year and I'm playing more now. So that will be an interesting discussion. But from NeoX, definitely the FM Calamity Gundam, or the Zaku 2 high mobility type, or Silver Bullet, or the high-grade Gelgoog, or the Build Strike full package. It depends, since I got 3 of them from my sister and 3 of them from my mom. And I'm grateful for them, so it depends. And then what'd you get? So that's pretty cool. That's a lot of good ones. Let's see. Yeah, the Zaku 2 high mobility type, that would be my favorite out of those, I think. And then from Sway, mine was the P Bandai high-grade Rick Diaz. That is a cool one. I think that's what you main in GBO2, if I'm not mistaken. And I know you've been collecting those Double Zeta kits. And then J Thunderbolt, Live Lance Heaven, or Live Lance Heaven. Who knows? Someone does. And then Daniel Highgrade, or no, that's Daniel NG. Sorry, I don't have my old typeware, actually. Don't mind me. High-grade 21st Century Real Type Zaku 2, that is awesome. That would be a cool one, because I have the Mark II, but I haven't checked that out. And then high-grade Amazing Red Warrior from RX Animations, and then the MG Nemo. That's another good one. Nemos, I don't give enough love to. All right, well, okay, I'm going to test something out here since we have got a caller. I think I have to be in there too, and I have to unmute myself. What's up, man?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys are hearing that. So what's up, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. I realized that nobody really was joining, so I was like, I might as well give it a try first one, right?
Yeah, it'll get everyone else to join. But what's something? I guess. Yeah, I don't know how often we talk about kits. We mainly talk about GBO2. Did you build any kits last year?
Correct. I actually, my favorite one was the Silver Bullet Suppressor High Grade, either you believe it or not. Although I built a perfect grade 007 swords.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh wow. The perfect grade. Is the 7 sword like its ultimate form?
No, the 7 sword was I guess you could say the in between the 00 and the Riser, which was in a manga.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
The The reason why I actually enjoy the Silver Bullet Suppressor though more was because of its gimmick, where it gets to switch the arms out when it gets damaged. It actually has a replaceable arm that is actually usable.
Is that related to? And again, I feel bad. I like Double O, but I remember there's that time where it doesn't he get that sort of like half cape?
Oh no, I was talking about the Silver Bullet Suppressor. That it is. If there is a cutout, I'm sorry. It's been weird as of late with Discord.
Oh no, yeah, no, I totally miss you. You were yeah, because the Silver Bullet is the one that at the end of Unicorn.
The Silver Bullet Suppressor is the one that Banagher piloted at the end of narrative when he
Oh,
went to
okay.
rescue John Abasta when the narrative was getting torn
And
apart
that's where you're
by
talking
the
about the
Neo
arm.
Zen 2. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's clicking. What's the one at the end of Unicorn? Is that a similar one?
that's just the base Silver Bullet.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. But that's cool. You know what? Those are ones like I'll see that kit on Amazon and just not get, but I need to get it soon. Those are really cool. Um, what about your wife? Did she build anything?
Ironically, yes, she's been posting a few of them. Just recently, she's been working on another master grade. She recently finished the Crossbone X1 master grade Verka. Uh, I'm trying. I think that she's currently working on the Gym Custom high grade.
Did you get that one? Or did
No,
she?
she got it.
Oh, that's
She
cool.
got it.
Because that's a good one. Um, let's see. Trying to think of other ones that I would think you would build, but yeah, well, yeah, any Advance of Zeta. Have you done any of those recently?
No. Unfortunately, here kits are relatively uh, scarce, to put it lightly.
So it's
You
probably
won't
hard to
find
get.
easily kits.
Yeah, those are pretty tough to get anyway.
For an example, I saw my store, the store that I buy stuff from here. It recently released the Full Armor 7th, but I saw the release maybe like 7 hours too late, and it was out. It was sold out that quickly.
Oh wow. Yeah. So are you looking for that then, the Full Armor 7th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently, also behind me is sitting down right now a high grade Atlas, which is a gift for my wife. The
That's a
high
favorite
grade
of yours.
Atlas,
Yeah.
and her. She loves the design.
Oh, that's cool. Well, before I let you go, did you want to add anything about the Lotto?
Uh, the Lotto is actually a very interesting mobile suit. The way that it was added in GBO2, nobody would expect such a tiny mobile suit to be added because very often you hear if the F91 gets added, it won't be a very low cost because it's a tiny mobile suit, and yet the Lotto, which is a tiny mobile suit, is a 500.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hey, same
I
manufacturer as the F91. Yeah, it
yeah,
really makes me think they are going to go that far.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, yeah, thanks for calling in. Yeah, feel free to call in again like later if I come up with new topics or something. But I got someone else coming in, so I'll talk
Of
to you later.
course. Later.
Right. All right, King Dylan, I'm gonna bring you in here. Yeah, just unmute whenever you get the chance. I know I probably caught you off guard there. Oh, okay. Yeah, just let me know when you want back in. But um, let's see. I'm thinking of making a video about this of like my favorite kits that I built last year. And again, like there's a lot of kits that I built that were from previously, like years before. Like for instance, I have the Toads Ritter, that Mark II 21st century real type that I need to do. Um, the Gap Plant TR5. Uh, oh, and then when I did that meetup in North Carolina, I got the Cuckoo's Doan's Island gun cannon, and I still have a lot to do. But actually, the plan is the next one I'm going to build is that the Maxi Boost on, or the Versus one. That'll be a cool little different one to do. Yeah, I think that's neat. I did the UC stuff. I did the wing stuff I don't normally do, and then yeah, I'll be doing this other non-UC suit. But yeah, I need to get to the Toad Shredder. I'm trying to get through this to get to the Toad Shredder. Yeah, because that would be cool. Um, Extreme Gundam. Thanks, Zionic Shadow. Um, like I can always count on like you, Talos, and others to like correct me. Actually, I can pretty much count on anyone to correct me. Um, let's see. I was considering starting the Dolan's Island Gun Cannon today. Would match the gun pair I just built. Heck yeah. Yeah, you should work on that and let me know what you think. And then I want to get that gun parry. There's that EX model kit that people have been posting in the Gundam Explained Discord. Oh, okay. King Dylan, I'm going to try to pull you back in here. All right, man, can you hear me? I'll give you a second because I don't know with Discord. But oh, I heard
Hello?
something. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, sorry, I had lag.
Yeah, no problem. This technology is annoying, but anyway, what's up?
Uh, yeah, smart technology is not smart. No, we were talking about the gunpla we got this year, right? Yeah. I mean, I went heavy. You can, if you ask my wife, she's really mad about it because I needed a hobby, and I was like, oh, I'll just start building these. They're cheap. And the next thing you know, she's like, how? How much do these cost? I was like, well, start at like $20. And then sometimes you got to get the big ones. But I've pretty much built everything from nearly every series. I just keep going back to UC because I love them.
Yeah.
But I recently went on P Bandai and I got that Camper Schwer, and I'm still building that thing. But
That's
I'm just
cool.
not very confident.
It's
Yeah, I'm
fun.
not confident on the water decals.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll get to that. Although it is kind of annoying because you do have to like take your time, and sometimes like I was talking earlier about the third party. Sometimes depending on how old it might be, even the kit, like you might have to leave it in water longer. But sometimes if you do it too long, it will start deteriorating. So it's like water slides can be hit or
Yeah,
miss, even though they tend to look best in the end.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
stick better. They go into the crevices better than the
Yep.
stickers do.
Exactly.
But it's just you're like, yeah. I
Um.
gotta get some of that the, the water decal softener or whatever it is that helps it stick better.
Yeah, it's like the setter. Yeah, I have some of that too. And to be honest,
Yeah,
again, I don't know if it's because of the quality of the water slides, but I've used it to where it just rips off the decal, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna top coat this, call it a day. But you know what? I don't always
yeah,
get it right. But you know what? You reminded me of something because you were talking about like your wife being like, "Oh, how much is this?" I started doing a thing where something would come. She's like, "Oh, you got another delivery?" It's like, "Oh yeah, that's a pre-order. That was something I pre-ordered before." And I wasn't
yeah.
lying, but maybe I pre-ordered it like the week before,
Yeah.
just to kind of
She,
minimize the
she has
impact.
we made an agreement. She's like $80. I was like, all right, $80. I was like, I won't spend more than $80 at one given time. And then she was like, what's this? I was like, well, I pre-ordered that like 3 months ago. That it's just showing up today. And after Christmas, she got me a bunch of gift cards to one of the local Gundam places, and I was like, okay. And then she's like, all right. And then she's like, well, how much did you use? And then I was like, I used all those.
Oh,
I was like,
I
all right,
would have
all right.
too. What did you end up getting? It was like a local hobby
Uh,
place.
it is the USA Gundam store, but
Oh,
I live
sweet.
very, very close to their distribution center, their storefront. So I
Oh,
was able to I still ordered online because I was like, I don't have time to just go. But they're who I usually try to go through, or I go through Gundam Pros that's over there, and uh, it's further in the East Coast, closer to I think it's Massachusetts.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, USA Gundam Store would be one I'd buy from often. I don't know if I have from Gundam
Yeah,
Pros. Um,
they do. I will say Gundam Pros is a lot faster on delivery. USA Gundam Store, they take theirs. I live an hour from where they are, and it's still like I'm still waiting 2 weeks now for whatever I ordered. I
Interesting.
can't remember now. Well, I think I got the HG Bawu because I've been looking for that one forever.
That's a good
So
one.
I'm trying to finish off all the Zeta, double Zeta stuff. Well, it's like the double Zeta for Neo Xeon. I was like, man, that thing's sweet. Comes apart. I don't think it has a. It probably transforms.
See, I got the high grade double Zeta, and Steven was telling me it transforms, but when I built mine, I don't remember there being options for that. That was early on in my.
It's just this little base at the bottom. And I mean, it's okay, but when you put it into the flight mode, it falls apart so easy. It's not. It's too heavy on certain ends. But it came with the teeny core fighter, and I love those.
That is. Oh, I love core fighters. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting about USA Gundam taking a while to ship. I don't know if that's always the case, but one of the last things I think I got from them was, or I had pre-ordered that Sayla 3-pack, the pilot's little action figures, and I was just waiting for them to ship it. It'd been so long, and then I saw it on Amazon with like next day shipping, and it was cheaper, and I was like, what? So luckily I just said, hey, I need to cancel this, and they're like, oh yeah, sure. So. Not an issue, but that kind of reminded me of that.
They're good. They're good about that, but sometimes they take forever, and it's not been great. But I'm like, whatever. It's a gift card. I don't think they'll give me anything back for it other than a gift card. So I'm like, I already ordered it. When it shows up, it shows up.
Yeah, and I think the owner, his name is Adam, so I think automatically that makes him kind of cool. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, man.
Yeah, I think I got that. Oh, yes. No, I won't keep everybody off from getting on.
Oh, no. There's no one waiting, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just me. Yeah, that is, I got the number of things from there, but mostly it's just been, started dabbling my hand at making customs, mostly from watching the shows with you and Steven, when you had MacDio on, and then a few of the Build and Chills. Yeah. Listen to the people like Zion and all them, I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. Because, I mean, I got a box full of kits that I first started. I was building them. But later on, I'm like, these look awful. These are not that great. I'm making room for these better ones that I've done, or these ones I like better. Because master grades take up a lot of room.
Yeah. No,
and I've got 4 kids. I can't do tall shelf unless I were to put chains and padlocks around it. They'd be in it in a minute. So I started doing acrylic shelves on the wall high up where they can't reach them.
Oh, I guess that's a good point. Like, my kids are older, and I think my hobbies did kind of shift more into the riskier hobbies because my kids, have grown up. I didn't think about that.
I have my 2-year-old son, he loves the Gundams.
Oh, I'm sure.
He loves them. I get him the Gundam Universe ones because they're more like action figures.
Yeah, good idea.
Because I made the mistake one time. I was like, oh, here's an entry grade. Here you go. And then I'm still finding pieces of it everywhere. I'm like, what is this? I was like, oh, the foot. I was like, to what? And then I'm like, oh, that's that. Oh my God. I was like, oh, here's an ankle. Here's a part of an elbow. He just ripped it to shreds. The Gundam Universe, he still takes them apart, but there's only so much that comes off, and it all pops right back on.
Yeah, those are easier.
He loves them.
Yeah, no, those are good.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, for me, with the Gundam Universe, it's like I kind of don't care, but then I end up slowly getting more and more because they're just cool, and they're not. A lot of times you can find them cheap, and they don't fall apart.
They're a lot. I found the G3, the one that they had exclusively at Target. It was in the discount bin, and instead of being $25, it was like 10. And I was like, I was like, I guess I'll get this one. And he loves that one. That's his favorite one, and you can pose him so easy. I don't know why he likes that one the most. It's the only one he doesn't tear to shreds.
Good eye. It's funny because I think at Target I got the Sazabi on clearance for like 15 or something like that.
Yeah, I got the Sazabi as well, but that one was my oldest daughter likes Gundam, but only if they have the girl pilots. But anything Char, she's like, no, I like his. Which suits does he have? And I showed her, and she's like, I want all those.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like, I think you just like Char. Yeah, that or it's the girl ones. We watched Books for Mercury to a certain point where I was like, all right, now we can't watch this part because there's people getting blown up. But she was like, what's this? What's that? I was like, this one's piloted by a girl. She goes, oh, and it's the name of the Little Mermaid. And I was like, yeah, you want one? But I've gotten her into starting to build those too. Just a few HGs here and there. She just wanted the winning Gundam, I think from Build Fighters Try. She begged me for that for Christmas, so she got it. But she hasn't gotten around to building it yet.
That's
Oh, she said, "Is that one the one with the girl who pilots it?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "I want that one." She goes, "Because it's little and then it gets big." She loves the SDs, but that one also becomes a full size. It's got the changeable frame, and she was like, "I want that one." I was like, "All right."
lucky kid. Yeah, they're gonna grow up and love what they got to play with
Oh, they
when they
have
were
no
younger.
choice. There's only so much Paw Patrol grown
Oh yeah,
human can.
yeah, exactly. And then they
Where you're like, let's
grab
watch what Dad likes.
that. Yeah, and sometimes you can't because of the violence. But well, cool, man. Well, thanks for
Yeah, I know. Well,
calling in.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
no
calling in.
problem. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, no, and I'll keep doing this again. So yeah, anyone else is interested as we go through the topics, yeah, feel free to come in. But I'll talk to you later, man.
All
I'll
right,
see ya.
talk to you later.
Cool. Well, that was awesome. I think it's the first time I really got to talk to King Dylan for that amount of time. Yeah, kind of similar situation with the family. It's kind of cool when like you got kids and Gunpla. There's some similarities you could share. But he brought up an interesting point. I want to bring this up in the chat. Is oh yeah, Happy New Year to you. Is like the Witch from Mercury, because he was like he let her watch it up to a certain point, and then that made me think. You know what? Witch from Mercury should have picked and decided to be what it wanted to be. I think it would have if it stayed with the school setting and they just battled in school and there was no real world like implications of life and death. That might have been the better way to go about it. Because yeah, there's some times where I'm thinking I want to show my youngest something, and it's like, I can't really show him that. It's kind of interesting. Never really thought about that. Okay. I want to go back to something I saw in the chat here. So this is from Barry BB. There's some tricks to help with decals. Use warm water, add a small touch of dish soap, dip and let it soak up for 10 to 20 seconds. Set it aside on a sponge to allow the saturation to even out. That last step, I have not done. That's a good one. Because I think that's part of it. Because when you're getting the water, then sometimes on the kit itself, it's not even. Sometimes it'll be, in a way, bubbled up, pillowed in certain areas, and then that can kind of get in the way with trying to get it on the surface and then cleaning it up. So it's actually pretty good. Yeah, Witch from Mercury did take a hard turn after episode 12. Yeah, I mean, even a little bit before that. Like, you know, it's all good and stuff. But I think they had a chance to make just a. I think what it is I've learned recently that I can watch an anime that is not about action, that's about two characters, and if it's written well, it can be just as enjoyable as an action thing. Yeah, I know I haven't watched too many different anime, but like for instance that High Score Girl on Netflix, that is just such an endearing and amazing anime, and I'll have to try to find some more things like that. But again, it's really hard for me to get into it. She still loves it though. Yeah, that's cool because I mean that got popular. That stuff got like super popular. Okay, so next up, let's see, what did I have on my? There was this other topic I was going to bring up. That's right. That's right. There was this other topic I wanted to bring up. Oh, it has to do with UC Engage. We're going to get to that in a second. It'll soak from outside in. Ever get a decal that has a corner, want to stay on the paper that's due to not being saturated evenly, causes tears. Damp sponge won't oversaturate either. That's great. That's great. Thank you for that. Okay, so for New Year's in Japan, they had some sort of Gundam thing that went on where they were just celebrating Gundam, talking about releases and all that. And so the game UC Engage, while it's available in the US, it's actually been in Japan since the year before. I actually had been playing the Japanese version for a while because I wanted to watch all the animations that they came out with. And I didn't get too far because it was really hard to understand being in Japanese, and it's like a menu system game where you have to look through the menus and all that. Anyway, during that event, and I was kind of scrolling through the YouTube timeline, it had some brand new animation from UC Engage. At first I wasn't too sure, and it showed Char, or Quattro. It might have been Char. because I think it took place during Double Zeta, and they showed him potentially at Axis or some Xeon house or something, and you see the Play clones or the Poodoo clones, however you pronounce it, and Glemy clones. And okay, there was just too much going on that was just blowing my mind. I'm like, okay. First of all, we're getting lore information about Char during Double Zeta. Like, one, that's amazing. Two, we're getting a better understanding about the cloning because there was always that discussion about Glemy and who he could be, essentially. Was he the son of Giran? Was he a clone of Giran? And it's interesting because even the Play clones, like, what are they a clone of? Unless they've already talked about that, it just could be it's a clone of any of the Zabi family, perhaps. And what was cool after that then was it then cut to like Amuro in a hangar with his upgraded moon-style DJ, and I could get the names wrong of this. And I am like super curious what the story is here. Like, so I guess one, eventually someone will translate it in English. Yeah, Talos is saying that it was the Rick DJ. One, someone will hopefully be translating this soon instead of using just the automatic translations. Two, considering like where we are in the UC Engage in North America, we would get the official English version like later on, so it'll be a while. But like, it's kind of amazing how much story and like pivotal story and lore UC Engage is adding into the UC timeline. It's pretty neat with the Pesh Montag or whatever her name is, and her mobile suit. Was Engage Zero and that whole thing, and then they even had in this new some of the new animations that are out right now. She meets Kelly Lasner from 0083, and so that timeline checks out. But then we get a look at this new, I think it's like a camphor that has some very interesting thrusters that remind me of like what's on the GP04, the Gerbera Tetra version. Anyway, okay. Johnny Tacoma is saying, plays the original, all the others were based on her. Okay, so that's the case then, like, but where did she come from? Was she a Xeon civilian? Was she a new type? Or was she just someone they were like, well, we're going to kidnap her and make her a cyber new type and then clone her? And then Talos is saying, I'm surprised that they are deep diving into moon lore, though, with the animations they showed off. Okay, so good question, Talos, from me is, are what they are showing with the animation, is that just already in manga? Or is this brand new story for Amuro and Char? Because it's really cool if they are just adapting manga, then I would have to get into the manga more to get some of that story. As for the camphor, that's a high mobility type, which is why it looks weird. Yeah, I like those thrusters. And those thrusters were consistent with Xeon designs at that time. I think she was a cyber new type. Okay. So it could have been just a case of kidnapping a child and making them a new type, and then cloning them. I find, again, and the reason I ask is, could she be from some lineage is because of Glemy. We're now seeing that there's Glemy clones, and it would make sense if someone was, if Glemy was a clone of Giran or somebody, that then there would be multiples, because for whatever reason, maybe to build an army, or because there could be failures. Let's see. Oh, hope we get that. Oh, came from GB2. That's a good point, King Dylan, because it's like, with all the stuff they're adding in UC Engage, GBO2 is going to continue to get resources for suits. Like, that's so many more new ones. So anyway, I'm curious if anyone happens to have any more information, drop it into the Gundam Explained Discord. Because I'm really curious. I want to get more of the story of Char and Amuro during Double Zeta. Because there was some pivotal Xeon stuff happening in Double Zeta, but what were Char and Amuro doing? There must have been some other major things going on, where they're not with Bright, or Bright is somewhere else. When did Quattro decide to revert his name back to Char? I think that pretty much happened by the end of Zeta, but I'd be down for more story on that. Talos is saying, I unfortunately don't remember much about Moon as I have to reread it, but that Rick DJ is guaranteed Moon. As for the Puru clones, I know that, or the main one, El Peo Puru, oh my god, these names. I know that she was a trained pilot in New Type, not a Cyber New Type. Okay. So it could be that the reason she was brought into the fold was because she was a New Type, and then they decided, hey, let's just clone her. Okay. So that's a lot to digest. Okay, that was my other question. So Amuro was with Londo Bell around that time. That Rick DJ was operated by Londo Bell, but wasn't Londo Bell also part of Double Zeta, or is Moon... I thought Moon was during Double Zeta, or maybe it was after. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, because I really want to know more about Char. Oh, slightly after. Okay, that can make sense. I just really want to know more about Char during Double Zeta and Amuro. I mean, they made a mistake not having them in that, yet having Char's counterattack exist. It's just disappointing. So, yeah, check out that UC Engage game, just because that animation is amazing anyway. And while we're getting newer stuff being unlocked, eventually we're going to get more of that future story. Which is, I think, is part of that UC 100 next, anyway, that they were planning on doing. So, Londo Bell is the remnants of the AU guy, I believe. Yeah. Bright's team, or yeah, pretty much like Bright's team. That's like making sure the Federation isn't doing bad stuff. It's kind of interesting how he's always on the right side of the battles. But, like, he never gets taken out by any of the, the Vist Foundation or people like that. I find that interesting. Well, not to call you out, but Lando Bell, I love that, because I had some, Star Wars thing came into my head. The Millennium Falcon, right? And Lando has his own team. Lando Bell, I don't know where I'm going with that. Bright is right. And not only is Bright right, but... in that Char's Counterattack manga that you can pick up on Amazon, he has a beard, and it suits him well. Okay, let's see. Anything else going on? Hey, let's just chat. I'll just chat with you guys, because I don't really have any other topics. That would be a bad way to specify what Londo Bell was about. Londo Bell was financed by Amuro and so forth. So that I didn't know. That's pretty badass. So it's like, so Amuro's sort of, what do you call it? Where you want to do good and you're always thinking you should do good. He just put the money where his mouth is and actually paid to keep the peace. Yeah, it was made to pretty much keep the peace. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. So it would be neat to get more... also to get more story elements of Amuro and Bright talking, Amuro as being older, more tactical, talking with Bright, where Bright isn't talking to him like a child. They didn't have much interaction, after the original. They had a few moments, but not too much. Batman. Yeah, Amuro was pretty much Batman, if you think about it. Because even his mobile suit has the 2 points. And yeah, I wonder how he got all that money. Did the Federation just give him a bunch of money? Neon Wave just got here. What did I miss? Well, you missed, according to this, 45 minutes of stuff. I don't have time to cover the 45 minutes in 15 minutes, but yeah, feel free to rewatch this, or the podcast version will be up tomorrow. All right, although it was led by Bright, due to him being an excellent tactician, Amuro, with his insanely good designs of MS, made a lot of money. Oh, is that what it was? So Amuro was using his mobile suit skills to sort of, yeah, I guess, fund himself. That's actually pretty cool. A philanthropist. Yeah, that makes sense. Batman would pilot the Death Scythe. It's a stealth suit and comes in black. So that's a good point, because you know how Batman's Batmobile and Batplane look like a bat anyway? I think if he was to build a mobile suit, it would look like a Batman mobile suit. Even though I would prefer Batman to keep it simple, but he's trying to scare people. It'd be funny if there were Amuro clones. Not only would that be funny, that would be an amazing thing if like Amuro discovers this and he like has to kill his clones. Like that's a whole other thing that like a lot of stories don't talk about. It's Amuro gathering teenage orphans to create an MS squad. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. But hey, who's that? Midnight Hatter finally showing up. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Amuro made MS blueprints, had prototypes made, sold them, and then pushed the money into Londo Bell. And that made a lot of Federation officials want to help sponsor Londo Bell to be on their good side. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like, even if, you know, others within the Federation, like General Revels, not General Revel himself, but the people that were running the ship, the Vist Foundation, they were all wanting to do things for themselves and were probably like, well, we can't stop Londo Bell, but they are very powerful. That's a pretty neat dynamic. I wish something like that existed in the real world, where we had this like peacekeeper that was stopping all these war criminals from around the world to start wars. But yeah, you can have everything. Oh, hi, Steven. Let's see. Great show. Sorry I missed out, but I enjoyed the call-ins. Oh, awesome. So yeah, Steven, this was me testing that out for if we decide to do that. And also testing out this little click to chat. I finally got it to work. That was why in Unicorn Londo Bell invaded the hidden Federation base. Yeah, that's what's awesome. I love that sort of aspect there. Technically, Amuro did have a clone. There was a MS that used RX-78's core fighter, which had Amuro's combat data. Oh yeah, that was the one that's like later in late UC. Forget the name of it, but yeah. It had like his mind was pretty much, or his brain tissue, whatever, was cloned into the AI. The Federation was stepping out of line. Yeah, I guess if any time in UC, even though you can look at the Federation and be like, they shouldn't be doing this, they shouldn't be doing that, it was really Unicorn, and I think it makes sense because by Unicorn, I don't know if it's because of war, money being spent, like both Xeon and the Federation were just more chaotic. And then they sort of wither away, and then you have more of the Enforcer-like Federation, and then here come the Cosmo Babylonia, the Crossbone Vanguard. So that was pretty interesting. No brain tissue, just combat data. Okay, yeah, there's one story where it's like, it has something to do with a brain or something, like they cloned something. I don't know. That might be one of those like side stories that's not even... Oh, from Crossbone. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, late UC thing. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And that's something else I have to get into on this channel is Crossbone. Like for this year, there are some series that I need to finish up. So like Gundam After War. I think the reason I don't finish it is because like I'll watch an episode and it doesn't really do anything to be like, oh, what's happening next? It's a really good show. But it's not like driving me to be like, oh, what's next? Oh, what's next? But I'm only a few episodes away from finishing it, so I need to finish it. And then I'm going to get into IBO because I keep hearing people bring up IBO in positive ways, especially compared to like out of all the best AUs, you know, what a lot of times IBO is brought up. So I need to check that out. As for the MS that used Amuro's data, that data was the Amakusa. Okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I gotta... Whatever that other story was where Amuro had that. It's either he was cloned or they used his brain or something, but oh yeah, that. But looking up that Amakusa, that actually looks really cool. No, it's not sharing. No, I'll do that later. Amuro piloting the Unicorn would have been sick. Oh wait, this cut off the end. Would have been sick or an Amuro clone The Laplace would have ended sooner. Yeah, something like Amuro being in a unicorn just seems like it makes sense. It really does. IBO, Mad Max of Gundam. But so is Afterwar. That's what's so awesome. They're like, on Earth, it's all in shambles, and they have just this giant truck that, or it's like the White Base, but on wheels, and it's just going through the desert. Like, I love it. That's like straight out of Mad Max. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely check out more of IBO. I got a few episodes in. That was pretty cool. I mean, the unicorn used the legacy of Amuro, who was nicknamed the White Unicorn. Yeah, that is true. A lot of it, I mean, that's what's interesting too, because, and I don't know if there's a relation to this, how like, you know, there was that mural painting or whatever that had the unicorn, the thing's called the unicorn, but Amuro had the unicorn emblem. So I don't know, like, what came first? I don't know. That's something I've never thought about. That's why he had a unicorn visiting. Yeah, but why then was it the tapestry they called it? Or tapestry that had the unicorn? Like, yeah. Oh, the lady and the unicorn. So like, I don't understand. Was it where that came first? Yeah, the mural, exactly. Like, but I don't understand. Like, is it just a coincidence? Or did the writers have some intention with that? The unicorn was painted in the new color scheme. It would truly be the unicorn. Oh, yeah. Oh, Noonicorn. Yeah, that's right. Noonicorn. Yeah. That's funny. Although, I don't know what it is about the new Gundam. The high new is just so much better. Interesting. So on Amazon, you can pay $200 for that tapestry of the unicorn. That's interesting. Well, you know what, guys? I think that's about it. This was a good talk. I got to get to this, though. The reason why is that a unicorn is representation of hope. Amuro brought hope through his fights against Zeon. He was the white devil to Zeon, dying with a white unicorn. So what did the Vist Foundation then hang up a white unicorn tapestry? Or it would have been not, yeah, would have been, or would have been Benager's dad? Watch Unicorn again. But I just don't oh, did I make my camera do something? I think if I do this. No? Uh, I'm gonna have to look more into that. That could be a video, to be honest. Yeah, I want to look more into that. But anyway, guys, this was a good show. Even by myself, it was pretty fun. I think I've got that practice from that Blue Gamer channel, so check that out Fridays, Blue Gamer. And yeah, I'm sure, yeah, Steven and I will be back at it here shortly. I've got the call-in thing tested, so we're going to test it out more when there's more interesting topics for people to call in about. And I've got the little chat thing that can pop up, which I've been trying to work on forever. I finally got it. It's still a lot of work, but it works. So, well, anyway, yeah, thanks, Talos. Hope you all also have an amazing day, and we will talk later. And hope you're having a good New Year. That's right, there's the first show of the New Year. So, yeah, we'll talk later, guys.